Do you guys know Griffith's character design as Famto is not the original work of Kentaro Miura-sensei? Dude, chill out. I mean no disrespect to Kentaro Miura-sensei, hear me out. Famto's character design is actually based on a character called Winston Leach from the 1974 American horror comedy Phantom from the Paradise. And this is not the only similarity Famto shares with Winston. In the movie, Winston's soul is sold to attain immortality so that he can seek revenge on his former record manager who stole his music. Sounds familiar, right? It is very similar to how Griffith sort of did the same thing in order to become the God Hand. Guys, this is only the first fact. Later in this video, we will make our way through 16 more super deep details about our breathtakingly beautiful femboy Griffith that 90% of you didn't know. Anyways, Griffith has a strikingly similar appearance to Frika, a female character from Berserk the prototype. It quickly became a viral meme, and some people actually speculate that Griffith was originally going to be a female character before Miura-sensei decided to change his gender. If you don't know what Berserk, the prototype is, it is actually a precursor manga to Berserk by Miura-sensei himself, and it's not the part of official canon. But the characters are very similar, and the MC is also called Guts. It's pretty fun, you guys can check it out. English version is also available. You people must be aware that Miura-sensei created all the members of the Band of the Hawk based on his real life friends, except the main trio, Guts, Griffith and Casca. Which means Miura-sensei shares some similarities with you. He also didn't have bitches in his friend circle. However, the bond between Guts and Griffith is inspired by Kentaro Miura's friendship with another mangaka called Koji Mori. As for Miura-sensei himself, he considered a friend to be one of the closest bonds that any person could have. So the very idea of getting angry at a friend was so powerful that he decided to use the emotion to craft the major conflict of the story between Guts and Griffith. The rivalry between these two characters ultimately turned out to be a fantastic source of inspiration, becoming one of the most recognizable dynamics in anime history. After the tragic passing of Kentaro Miura-sensei, that very friend of his, Koji Mori-sensei, picked up where he left off and is currently working and bringing us new chapters. What a wonderful friend Koji Mori-sensei is. It's surprising that Griffith ended up being the main antagonist of Berserk, given how his character was portrayed in the manga in first few volumes. He was after all very endearing and even had a childlike innocence about him. It was very obvious from this and the connection he shared with the Band of the Hawk members that he would support the right side. However, subsequent chapters would shatter this notion. It appears that not even Kentaro Miura-sensei intended to turn Griffith into the villain, until he began writing the third volume, in which Griffith first revealed a darker side to his character. He claimed that this idea had become reality. It's common for some mangakas to develop the plot as it goes along, so credit should go to Miura-sensei for skillfully incorporating this development into the narrative. Famto's color keep varying in each adaptation. It's like even the animators are not sure about the true colors of Griffith. The 1997 anime made him crimson red, the Golden Age film series made him darker shade of purple, and the 2016 anime gave him a bluish shade of black. Now you guys tell me in what color you want to see Famto again. For me, I would definitely choose the pink Famto. Ain't he looking like Famto from Ohio? Do you guys know why Griffith sims for Guts so much? A whole bunch of people regarded Griffith as God, which is obvious given his incredible beauty and charm. Simply through his actions and presence, he had won the Band of the Hawk's unwavering loyalty. However, Guts was the only person who treated Griffith like a normal person, even after joining the Band of the Hawk. It was something different for Griffith, and one of the major reasons why he was so close to Guts compared to the other members of the mercenary group, including someone like Casca, who constantly tried to gain his approval time and time again. This quality of Guts leads to transformation of Griffith into ultimate Guts simp. Well, I don't blame Griffith. Who wouldn't sim for a giga chat like Guts? So this fact literally slaps. After Guts left the Band of the Hawk to become Griffith's equal, the commander of the Band of the Hawks truly veered off the deep end. He slapped the princess of a powerful king and was subsequently caught and thrown in a prison. Following this, he was tortured for 1 year in the most horrifying way possible, with the extent of the damage to his face never being shown. In fact, the first time Griffith's torture face was shown, it came taken from a piece of artwork. The skin around his eyes and part of his cheek has been ripped, which was a gruesome sight that even a gory manga like Berserk never really showed properly. And bro, look at this face, he looks like so freaking ugly. Griffith's name as a god hand, femto, means a mathematical prefix for 10 to the power minus 15. That is 1 quadrillionth or 1 millionth of 1 billionth of the measurement unit. This prefix is used for units like femtosecond or femtometer. God, that's too much maths for today. Anyways, for a certain period of time, Griffith literally became a bookworm. In the original Bank of the Falcon's Gilded Years, Griffith reads up on various fields of study in his downtime, including history, religion, philosophy, chemistry, tactics, cosmetics, cooking, etc. His reason for doing so being that to become great, one has to be able to do more than fight. This fact actually makes me wonder if Guts was doing it wrong the whole time. Besides swordplay, he also needs to read a bunch of books in order to take down Femto. He needs the balance of bronze and brains, right? Now I've got a fact for thirsty Griffith fangirls. According to the official Berserk guidebook, Griffith is 24 years old, 178 centimeter and 66 kgs. Unfortunately, these are the only measurements mentioned in the sidebook. In chapter 72, Griffith sees a weird sequence in which he sees his crippled self living a quiet life with Casca as his lover and caretaker. Together, they have a son named Guts and a dog named Pippin. Many people are confused about that sequence and wanted to know what that actually signifies. Actually, that was Griffith imagining what his life would be like if he continued this path where Casca is taking care of his cripple. He couldn't stand the thought and he tried to rip his throat open with a pointed rock. We've always seen Guts using swords that are lengthy and heavier because it suits him best as it gives him range and strength. In case of Griffith, his favorite weapon is a saber because it helps him with agility and preciseness. So this fact is my favorite fact in the entire video. Have you guys ever noticed that Guts and Griffith were depicted by Kentaro Miura as polar opposites of what their outward appearances must be? In spite of the fact Griffith is the antagonist, he has a hero-like appearance, a slim build, wears a white armor and looks calm and composed all the time. In contrast, Guts has the characteristics of a villain. He is tall, bulky, fierce looking and wears all black despite the fact that he is the protagonist. Certainly a genius, Miura-sensei. It's a common fan theory that Ubik and Conrad approached Griffith while posing as that elderly woman and offered him the behelit, but that's not true. Furthermore, Griffith was brainwashed into choosing to become a god hand by Ubik and Conrad, who pretends to be that elderly woman in his dream, as Ubik's main job as a god hand is to manipulate the emotions of those chosen by the behelit into willing a sacrifice. We have witnessed that in Count's case too. Ubik tried to manipulate Count to sacrifice his daughter, Theresia, in order to become immortal. However, in reality, the old fortune teller was the person who offered Griffith that and behelit, so that fan theory is proven wrong. Incarnate Griffith apparently allows Riker to slap him and let him go peacefully. It's unclear whether it's because he thought Riker's existence to be too insignificant or he believed killing Riker in open would damage his reputation. However, since he let Riker go out on genuine affection for their past bond, incarnated Griffith might have some traces of humanity left in him. But Femto is pure evil. Griffith's most evil self is represented by Femto, even though during post-eclipse he had mostly been called Griffith. That is only because many of the characters in the story sees him on the surface and none of them has any knowledge of who he really is on inside. Griffith is not only skilled at swordsmanship but also in hand-to-hand combat. We witnessed it when he confronts Guts for the first time. He ended up trapping him in a choke. Bro's got some serious MMA skills too.